Alberta's pride. Hey, ho, hey, ha, ha, hey, sister. Hey, 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 whoa. Out in Alberta where the Rockies rise, Tommy Temper streaming with fire in his eyes.
Oh yeah.
House glowing in the moonlight's gleam. He's the YouTube king of the widest stream.
Let's go. It's another great day. How y'all doing? We're doing fantabulous. Can't complain. Nobody listens. It's good to see everyone. Appreciate your company. That's right. We're still in Sylvan Lake. Doing our thing. How about that wink and a little grin? Woo. Kathy, good to see ya. That's right. We're coming live from Sylvan Lake. Heck, it's a YouTube summary. Okay, looking good. We've got Real Mama in there. Crime is in there. Bud Files. Whoa, good to see you. And of course, Kathy first in there. Good to see you. If we could have Maud turn on the switches in the background there for subs of 1 minute and give us a 5-second delay, that would be nice. How's everyone doing? Let's see that. How's that chat? I think the chat is maybe a little bit small. Let me just bring it up on size a little bit here. Hang on a little bit here. Hang on. While I go into the background, check that setting. Okay, size is about 5. Let's bump it up to 6 a little bit there. Okay, that's a little bit larger. I would like to have that chat a little bit larger on this little display on the side here. Hopefully it's appearing well on your side there. Hey, we're doing well. I'm, like I say, up here in, or down here, or whatever, central. If you're in the province of Alberta, up here in Canada, but in central Alberta, Sylvan Lake, as you can see, we've got the lake in the background. I don't know. It's kind of, the sun isn't really out here. It's kind of a cloudy, and then the sun was out a little bit. So it's mostly cloudy, I would say. So you're not seeing much of a difference there between the lake, which is right from here down, and the sky, which is here up. We've got a few people, as you can see, walking away from the beach already. So it must be nice enough to go out to the beach there, because that's where the beach is right there. So, yeah, I could just walk right up my door here and, head right across that little road, and there's nice, beautiful sand and great lake out there. Hopefully you're doing well. A Forte 007 in there. Bud Files, hey, you guys looking good in the chat. We've got Carrie in there. Hey, Carrie, nice to see you popping in there. Let's see who else is popping in. We've got Kimberly. Hey, Kimberly, looking good today. And Red Mama, looking good. Thanks a lot for the joining up with the channel there. Yeah, definitely lots of smoke. I don't really have smoke in the air up here that I know of, although it might be a little touch of smoke. We don't have too many fires in Alberta here, and they're all under control as far as I know. Last I heard there first thing this morning. But over in Ontario, wow, they've got lots of no boat yet, no boat yet. Yeah, I don't know. I have a dinghy or something there that we might be able to go out on, but no boat yet. There, crime. Yeah, we got. Who is it there? Lee's on there. Lee Sorensen. Tommy, what have you heard about the fire spewing smoke from New York to the Midwest? Yeah, well, a lot of smoke is, and there are a lot of fires happening in Canada. Absolutely, I've been kind of watching that. There's one clip that I might show you here where it's inside of a train where you can see how bad it is, where there's fire all around the train and the train is having to go right through the fire. So yeah, lots of stuff going on there. But I don't think I haven't really gone outside yet, but I don't really smell smoke in the air here. But in the summertime we get smoke, fires and stuff like that. Yeah, we need to spend more money on airplanes, the water bombers, to put those fires out. That's what the government should be spending some money on. We need more of those airplanes so that we can, reroute them from different places in Canada, wherever the fires might be. Get those planes over there and get them working on the smoke. But yeah. Definitely all the way, I think, from Michigan. I was watching a live stream from Michigan, and it looked pretty smoky there. Wisconsin had smoke. I think, yeah, all the way out to the eastern seaboard there. That smoke is probably blowing from Ontario. The wind usually blows from the northwest to the southeast, so all of those fires in Ontario are probably covering a lot of the U.S. of A. on the north central and northeast part of the United States. You can't see the bridge. Wow, Lee, that doesn't sound too good. Pooh Scissors, it's been 2 months of rain in Alberta, so no fires this summer. Yeah, exactly. We've had a ton of rain in Alberta here, so the fires here are few and far between. And like I said, there's maybe only about 5 fires in Alberta here, and they're quite small, and they're under control. It's those ones in Ontario where they've got just tons of fires, and they're not under control. So yeah, they're burning like crazy there. And of course, you know how it goes. There's so many forests in Canada that you can't really get in there and clear the underbrush and stuff like that, that causes the fires to spread so massively. So when a fire does start, and of course, if there's not much rain and you've had a bunch of hot temperatures, which of course we have had, especially in the middle part of Canada, really high hot temperatures. And then that stuff is just like tinder. And all it takes is a couple of lightning storms to run through there and set everything on fire. And then you're in the situation that we're in. So, more fire bombers would probably be the best thing for solving that problem. Hey, first up here today, I've got one on your health. We'll talk about the health report here. Now, of course, you want to be taking your vitamin C, and stuff like that. So go in, it doesn't matter whether you're young or whether you're old. You probably don't eat right. You're eating that junk food and, stuff from McDonald's and, the rest of it where people are kind of, not eating properly. So make sure you have your vitamins and minerals, especially minerals. You want to take the minerals. That's what people actually forget about. Here, I've got my mineral regimen here. And just before I went on air, I popped a whole bunch of different things here. The, what do you call it? The omega 369 is a good one here. You definitely want to take that. What does it say? Poison on the bottle here. What? Poison? What the hell? Why would they put poison on the bottle here? Poison lin et bourrache. Oh, that's in French. Poisson. Oh, poisson. It's fish oil. Poisson is French for fish, isn't it? So I thought, literally it says poison, Poisson. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, I took my regimen of poison here this morning, and we're feeling marvelous. I'm feeling like elbows up here today. We're doing well. And let's watch this first one here. The first thing you want to do is hop in your car and head down to Starbucks or one of those other, fast type places where you can get your morning coffee or whatever the hell it is that you drink. And let's just see what the hell they put into that drink that you're ordering there today. Okay. A little bit of sugar, a little bit of some sugary, I don't know what it is there. Different crap that they put in that drink. Just look at everything they're putting in a drink. Do you think that's good for you? I think it's mostly sugar in there. A little bit of ice, a little bit of water. Stir it up a little bit. A little more ice, a little more sugar. And then some whipped cream on top of it there. Sugary whipped cream. There you go. There's all the stuff that's in there. Yeah. So definitely you want to head down to your local drive-in place and get yourself one of these drinks here. And I think you guys are trying to develop type 3 diabetes or something. They're drinking all this crap all day long here. And then you pay like $6 for the drink because all it is like pretty much syrup and sugar and whipped cream and oh man, and it's like, that's good. Tastes like sugar. Yeah, well, it's like look at how much sugar is in there. Probably 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Oh my God. Like, unfortunately, that's what the trouble is with society these days is you guys are drinking this crap, you go there first thing in the morning, get your double, triple, whatever. And, at the end of the day, you're shooting up with some kind of drug to combat that diabetes. And you're going, oh, I'm fat. I don't know why I'm fat. Yeah, that's why I'm on the Tommy Tempered diet. I'm on the seafood diet. If I see food, I eat it. But lately I've been lowering the amount of food that I'm eating. I should be doing more walking, more getting out there and doing more physio, cardio, stuff like that. We've got to do that. So we're going to be on that program. But I am on the eat less food program, right? That's what it's like. Like I don't have breakfast at all. I might have a piece of toast or something, for lunchtime. And then I do eat, I have to say, sometimes, a little bit larger supper, but sometimes I just lay off of it and don't eat as much. I don't even eat as much as my kids do. It's like I'll have like one slice of pizza or something, and my kids are like 3 slices of pizza, and of course they're skinnier than hell, and I keep telling them, I used to be skinny. When I was skinny, I remember going to grandma's house, and grandma would say, oh, you're such a skinny boy. Here, you better eat this food, Here, eat. You got to eat more. You're just skinny. Yeah, and I used to be really skinny. But, after you stop growing up, you start growing out. So when you start growing out, that's when you have to say to yourself, yeah, I need to cut back a little bit and just, be a good person and try and, that's the only way that you can be healthy. It's just watch the kind of food that you eat. Don't eat too much sugar and don't eat a bunch of pop and stuff like that. And Starbucks, like I just showed you there, that stuff is just, 100%, well, not 100% because there's a little bit of water in there, but it's probably 90% sugar and 10% water, and all kind of syrups and crap like that. So, yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, that was, let's see, what's new here today? We've got Global Television is the local television station here is Global in all of Alberta, and they're pulling their news out of Alberta, Edmonton and Calgary. They're pulling out. They're running low on money, I guess. They're not getting enough money from the government and not getting enough money from their advertising. So they're actually pulling their news and whatever, I don't know what kind of operations that they're pulling out here, But anyways, Global is pulling out of Edmonton and Calgary. Maybe they're preparing for Alberta independence. You know who should actually pull out of here? Who I'd like to see pull out of here is CBC. The CBC, the government broadcaster, just pull your shit right out of Alberta here, and stop taxing it. Make it so that we don't have to pay tax for the CBC, because that stuff is all garbage there. Everything I turn it on, it's like you're like trying to indoctrinate me with stuff about the LG community and like native stuff, like stuff that, hey, I know all that stuff already. I don't need to be like constantly bombarded with there's people that did stuff, and there's you guys are colonizers and stuff like that, and then anti-Trump rhetoric on the CBC all the time, just like crazy. It's going crazy. But anyways, what's in the news today? Food, we got Dunkin' Donuts in the news. We got Rogers trending in Canada. The Wii U is trending. Connected franchise. Tim Hortons is in the news. Sikhs are in the news again. Oh, let's see. What about Sikhs? I don't like you guys are going to say, oh, yeah, you got this guy here. Yeah, this is in the news here, where the Sikh, he took his dagger, his religious thingamajiggy into a fitness center, and whatever. He ended up being racially singled out. Oh my, because the employee wasn't comfortable with his little ceremonial dagger. Let's hear this story.
So you're kicking me out of the gym right now. Wait, you're kicking me out of the gym right now because you are scared that I'm gonna take my religious symbol. So you're scared that I'm gonna take this religious symbol and kill somebody.
Knife.
What I'm saying is you have a weapon on your person. A member has brought it to my attention, and for the safety of me and everybody else in the gym, I'm asking you to leave.
But I don't understand though. I don't understand.
For a private gym, we're allowed to deny access, and you're not allowed to.
But you allowed me in the you allowed me in the gym with the sun. Oh, you didn't see it. So you didn't see it.
Yeah, they didn't see the knife that he walked in, but it's a religious symbol. Like come on already.
No,
so what were you doing then? So what do you do? So what do they pay you for?
Redeem the knife.
I'm not responding.
They don't pay you. They don't pay you to look around. They don't pay you to be aware. You just let any random person in the gym then? You didn't see
yeah. They noticed that you've got a knife and they're kicking you out of the place, and somebody wasn't comfortable with the knife. Like, what don't you understand about that? Sure, it might be a religious symbol, but do you have to carry it with you all day, every day, wherever you go? Do you sleep with it on your side there too? You probably take it off when you go to sleep,
Walking with this?
Me right
I'm not harassing you. I'm standing right here. I'm not harassing anybody.
Sure.
This is like, it's insane. Getting kicked out of the gym because these guys are apparently saying that this Kirpan is dangerous. Good life in Windsor. Good life in Windsor. It's crazy.
No, it's not crazy. It's just welcome to Canada. Welcome to the Western world. You're not from the Western world. You're from somewhere else, and you're trying to bring your culture over here. And there are some things about your culture that are not acceptable. It's the same thing with some cultures marry children at 6 years old and consummate at 9 years old, and do a bunch of other stuff that are just not acceptable. And when you do things in your country and then you come over to good old Canada or the United States, sometimes you have to leave your culture aside and assimilate. Become a Canadian. Become a Canadian when you come over to Canada instead of, keeping your culture and then trying to force it on us here. Anyways, that's one of the stories that's happening there today. The Sikh that couldn't bring his knife, his dagger, his kirpan into the gymnasium, the gym, because it's a private place, What else? Oh, we got Tim Hortons today. There's something about Tim Hortons going on. We've got this story coming to us from Ontario, good old Ontario. And we've got Doug Ford. Let's hear what he has to say. Something about Tim Hortons here. Let's see. It's Camp Day. And this one here, people are trying to say we should be boycotting Tim Hortons. I'm not sure exactly why, but they refused thousands of unvaccinated children during the pandemic. Oh no, we're into that now. They're also a mega MEGA corporation and don't need our money to operate a charity aspect of their business for corporate tax write-offs. F them. F them?
Fuck all the fucking way off.
I know.
It's Tim Hortons Camp Day. Today, 100% of all hot and iced coffee sales support Tim Hortons Foundation camps, helping youth from underserved communities attend camp at no cost to their families. Grab a coffee or a Camp Day donut at a participating Tim Hortons location and help make a difference. Happy Tim Hortons Camp Day.
Oh Tim Hortons.
Fuck all the way off.
Yeah, Doug Ford is giving him a free advertisement there. I can't believe it.
Fuck, I hate stupid fucking people.
I know. I do too. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. We've got, as you just heard, by permission of Brett Boyle, our good friend Brett Boyle, we've got a few excerpts from his program on our soundboard here today. So we'll be featuring stuff from Brett Boyle as we go on here. So if you hear a little bit of his audio in there, you'll know that he gave me permission.
Oh, fuck me, stupid fucking people.
Yeah, I know. They're pretty stupid. I know.
That tells me all I need to know.
Yeah, exactly, Brett. Even if Brett isn't here, he's still in our minds. Yeah, exactly. Let's see what else is going on here. Rogers, what's going on with Rogers? Something going on there. Oh, we've got Detroit. Oh, look at this. Here is Detroit. There's the bridge picture right there that you were talking about here. Canadian wildfire smoke envelops the Mackinac Bridge on Wednesday morning. You can see this photo here where you can barely even see that bridge. So, yeah, I know exactly what you guys are talking about there. If you have smoke, hey, we get smoke here a lot. Well, not a lot, but on and off. So I know exactly what it's like to like wake up and you smell the air. You know, you open it. And if you're inside the house and your windows are closed, you're okay. But as soon as you open your window, it's like, you know, I smell campfire. Like, where the hell is there somebody burning wood outside? And then you look outside and like, holy shit, you can barely see the horizon because it kind of looks like this out there. It's these wildfires are actually pretty crazy, you know, pretty crazy. And yeah, we're just having to put up with them. So sorry if you're down in the States and, you know, you've got the smoke coming in from Canada because, yeah, it's just one of those things here that fires burn, fires start, especially if it's really hot and you don't have a lot of, you know, people doing proper, you know, burns and stuff like that, you know, to prevent fires from happening. And in Canada, you just have lots of bush, lots of trees, lots of stuff happening. And when you don't have much rain, then yeah, you know, you have either stupidity where people don't put out a campfire, or somebody purposely set something on fire, which actually does happen, or you've got the lightning storms and stuff like that happen. So yeah, it's a tough situation out there. You have to be real careful and just see what's going on. Oh, what are we doing here? We've got in Canada, we've got Mark Harney says Ottawa is to build drone testing facility in Quebec as part of our defense strategy. So that is one of the things that's happening. They're going to be building drones and testing drones and stuff like that. And Mark Carney is really starting to spend a lot of money on military. And you know what? The lefties, the people on the left side of the fence are pissed off at Mark Carney. They're pissed off at the Liberals because they're saying, hey, 12th man, good to see you. And Michael, good to see you in there. Nice to see everyone in there. Herman the Tosser coming in from the UK. Hey, anybody else that I missed there? Sorry. But we're kind of concentrating on the stories here today. But so sometimes I can't read everything in the chat, but good to see everyone popping in here. Yeah, but people are starting to say that the Liberals are kind of turning conservative. They're like, instead of being on the left side of the fence, they're becoming way more central with Mark Carney running the show because he's spending money like a conservative would. He's running the country like a corporation. You know what I mean? He's more of a progressive conservative or a red conservative, as they call them, liberal in Canada here. And the people on the left side of the fence are actually getting pissed off at the Liberal government. But they're still voting for them because if you look at the polls, like right now, if there was an election in Canada, the Liberals would win because they're like, I don't know what it is, like 54% or something like that. And the Conservatives are like 30% area. So, if there actually was a vote, the Liberals would win. And the Liberals are turning more conservative. So actually, that's good. That's good that, but, I don't like to see Mark Carney spending so much money because that costs the taxpayers, He should kind of hone down a little bit on some of that spending and not be so conservative. But he's not quite conservative because on the conservative side, they know how to, let's say, not spend quite as much money. You know what I mean? What about this one here? What a classless fool we've got. Remember Greta Thunberg? She's apparently in Germany. We've got this coming in from Germany. Oh, look it. They've got her now. There's Greta. Yeah, get her out of there. I think she's doing a looks like a Palestinian protest.
Fuck all the fucking way off.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Brett.
Fuck off. I don't need you here. I don't want you here. It's irrelevant.
Yeah, it is.
Now, fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, no, but Brett is actually on the side of Greta there. So, but she's getting arrested, looks like, by the German police. And I don't know what she has in her hand there, what she's protesting about. But that's coming into our feed here today, our news feed. We're breaking it down. You're watching the Temper Report. We're breaking down the news here today, trying to tell you everything about it, see what's going on here. Yeah, we've been watching stuff over with the fight between the Ukraine and Russia, and they're getting a lot of their ships bombed out there in the different seas there, the Black Sea, the Azov or something sea out there. 139 ships. They're not sinking them, but they're just bombing them, So, definitely stuff like that going on. Let me see. Let me move to my feed here where I've done my stuff. Yeah, we've got Mark Carney and his whole thing. He's like, the lefties again are pissed off at Mark Carney because he's got this thing called the Pathways Project. And the Pathways Project is basically taking CO2 out of the air, building billion-dollar projects, multi-billion-dollar projects, taking money from the oil industry and pumping the money into the Pathways Project, which, of course, will enrich Brookfield because Brookfield is involved with all that stuff. And, apparently it's going to do something for the climate, make the climate better, having less CO2 in the climate. But it's going to cost our industries in Alberta literally billions and billions of dollars. Carbon Capture Carney and the conflicts of interest. The Pathways Project, yeah, big conflicts of interest because you've got the Pathways Project has to do with the Brookfield Corporation, of which we all know that there's some sort of shares somewhere in the background, that Carney has dibs to, and yeah, he knows that he's probably making a few bucks off of that. So, the only thing I can say is, if you have some spare money and you play the stock market, buy Brookfield stock because it is going up. It's going up. And like every time that Carney spends some money and Brookfield is involved in it, some of that money flows over to Brookfield, which increases their stock value. You know that. A standalone look at the Pathways Carbon Capture and Storage Agreement signed July 13th, Alberta, the federal government and the Oil Sands Alliance, $16.5 billion for the Pathways project alone. $16.5 billion to capture CO2 and pump it into the ground. Like, come on. This is getting idiotic here already. And what is it going to do for the planet? Practically nothing, because China is opening up coal power plants like crazy over there, like clockwork. So, yeah, anything that we do over here is basically not doing really well. Yeah, this story coming in from Poland. Poland is really not letting a lot of illegal immigrants into the country. And, they're basically saying,
fuck all the fucking way off.
Yeah. So let's listen to this clip here from the Polish MP, Dominik Traszewski, just blasted the EU's Great Replacement agenda.
So, Mr. Togzinski, you're here for the Save Europe Act for immigration. Why do you support immigration?
Because I want my future daughter to be alive, not raped and killed. Is that enough? Is that a good reason?
In Poland, Poland is quite a protected country from immigration.
What do you mean quite? It's zero. We don't have illegal migrants. It's not quite protected. We did not let them in. None. Zero.
It's because you are afraid of what Europe is
becoming. We're not
becoming.
afraid. We're smart. We are brave men. Look at me. I'm not afraid of anything. We are brave. We are strong. We are not political correct. We don't give a shit. We take care of our families.
Some parliamentarians of the European Parliament are afraid to support the immigration.
No, they are greedy. They are looking for cheap labor. That's what happened when Angela Merkel started this madness.
Oh, bringing in a lot of immigrants is because you're looking for cheap labor. Do you hear that? He knows what he's talking about. And we've been saying that all the time. This is what's happening in Canada. This is why we're bringing in so many immigrants, literally millions and millions and millions of immigrants, which is changing our culture, changing the face of Canada. Why? Because they want cheap labor in Canada. And, that's why everyone is saying that the youth in Canada can't find any summer jobs. There are no summer jobs. You can't get a job at Starbucks or Tim Hortons because you got these foreign people that are in here that are scooping up those jobs, and you've got tons of them that aren't working as well. So you've got tons of unemployment in Canada, not enough jobs, and they're not that stupid in Poland, to do stuff like that. Like, honestly,
Parroting dumb shit.
Yeah.
This is why they pay the price now, because of their greed. They are greedy. They don't care about future generations. They are thinking about themselves. About today, it doesn't matter what's going to happen in 10, 20, or 30 years. They don't care. We do. That is the main difference. Their civilization and our civilization is completely different. We are thinking about future generations. Can you see the difference? We are patriots. They are hedonists. That's the difference.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, if you don't know, in Poland, they're not accepting tons and tons of immigrants into Poland, right? And that's the reason why. They understand that number one, they don't want cheap labor. They don't want cheap labor. They want everyone to be employed, everyone to have a job, maybe to be able to have a good salary, maybe to be able to afford to buy a house, not having so many people come in that, your rents go up, your price of your housing goes up, and you've got cheap labor in there keeping the jobs. Where average people can't find a job, and you've got no jobs available, And really, if you look at, I saw a story where most of the jobs in Canada are actually coming from Alberta. And there's actually a negative where you've got fewer and fewer jobs in the rest of Canada. And Alberta is where the jobs are. Why do you think Alberta wants independence? This is where all the jobs are here. Anyways, that's a bit of a story from what's happening over in Poland. Unbelievable. Here's you've got the big war happening over in Russia, and what's happening is the Ukraine is basically bombing the refineries, and there's no gas, and people don't have any gas, and people are starting to get pissed off about the fact that there's no gas. And you've got stories that are coming out from the bloggers and stuff like that about the lack of gas over in Russia.
In Russia, something has arrived again from an unexpected place. Motorists have started receiving large numbers of fines for standing in line for petrol. Stopping is prohibited within the signs area. The State Traffic Safety Inspectorate has already clarified that they do not intend to cancel these fines, as there are no legal grounds for doing so. And
so you've got people queuing up, lining up, long queues of cars where people are at the gas stations trying to fuel up because there's hardly any fuel. They're on their apps trying to find out which gas station has fuel. And now the police are ticketing the people for lining up, trying to get fuel. If they block a intersection or something like that, or if they're lined up on the street or something like that, they're giving them tickets. That's the very latest thing. Unfreaking believable.
Formally, everything seems to be clear. There is a sign that stopping in the zone is prohibited. The fact of stopping has been recorded. But from the point of view of fairness, it seems somehow not very good. If you have any ideas on how to protect yourself in such a situation, let's discuss it. Share in the comments. In Russia...
Yeah. So that's the latest, where the bloggers are complaining that they're getting tickets for standing in line. Here's the other one. Oh, you know that the war is going on between the United States and Khomeini, who they killed. The Americans killed Ayatollah Khomeini, and they just had his funeral just the other day, and they just buried him, right? Well, not really buried him. They don't really bury, people that are, like him, that are like martyrs or whatever. But they put his body into a burial site, let's call it, which is a building. And today we have word that the building itself has been set on fire. We're not sure who set it on fire, but this story is coming in. The Ayatollah's place of rest, he's dead, is on fire now. What next in Iran? And you've got the United States is bombing like crazy over there. Lots of videos happening with the bombing happening over in Iran. Let's see. It's actually called, this one from today is confirmed. Here's another shot of it here. Let me just bring this in here as well, where we can see the fire in here. Here's another one. And they call it, unlike the disinformation stories yesterday, this one is from Iran today, and it is confirmed. Imam Reza Shrine in Mashhad, which is in the northeast part of Iran, is on fire. This is where Khomeini was buried barely a week ago. Either it's an accident or the Iranian people are trying to take their own revenge on his corpse. So, it's confirmed that this is actually what's happening, and you can see the fire. You can see his corpse burning there. It's quite a bit of black smoke there coming in from his corpse. Oh my gosh, I don't believe it.
That tells me all I need to know.
I know, Brett. That's why we're playing this stuff here, so that you can be informed on what's going on in the world. And the Ayatollah is actually burning. So incinerating. I don't know. Do they incinerate people over in that are of that ilk, of that religion, the Muslim religion? There, do they burn people? I don't know. I don't know if they do. But the Ayatollah, his body is actually burning, so that's not a very good thing. That's terrible, absolutely terrible. In Crimea, with the Russians that have been bombing Crimea so much, now there's no electricity. There's no electricity and all kind of stuff. It's getting really difficult to live.
Я бы, наверное, молчала про все моменты.
The situation has affected my family. If I want to tell the truth about Crimea, my parents live in wherever, the north part, and we all know the situation there right now. But the big problem is that my parents have been there without electricity for a week. Oh, no way to charge your phones. My dad bought one power station, but there aren't even any places in town running on generators. For example, that would give people a chance to charge these stations or charge their phones. Water is also being limited 2 hours in the morning, but a big problem is that people are starting to let go of their businesses, their enterprises. Yeah, they should get out of there. They're closing down. It's just an uncertain situation over there. So yeah, it's because Russia started a war with the Ukraine, and the Ukraine are fighting back, and Crimea is especially being hit hard. All of the ways in and out of Crimea are being taken out. They're being limited with the fuel. Any fuel supplies by ships are being limited because they're slamming those ships and stuff. And yeah, Crimea in particular, it's kind of a peninsula out there on its own. It's being hit hard, and really, honestly, just leave, and give that territory back to the Ukraine. Whatever, that should be the way to do it. Here's somebody that voted for Mark Carney in Canada, and she's a little bit upset with Mark Carney. Let's find out why she's pissed off at Mark Carney.
I'm here because I helped Liberal Bruce Fanjoy beat Pierre Poilievre in Poilievre's riding near Ottawa. I thought the Liberals would be better, and they have disappointed us on everything from healthcare to pesticide regulations to oil and gas promotion. It's just been a shock, and I think a lot of people feel very betrayed. I'm certainly one of them. So I want Mark Carney to know that.
Why are you concerned about new pipelines?
Well, we don't need them. I mean, fossil fuels are a 20th century fuel. We need wind and solar. They don't require pipelines. And Carney isn't discussing any of this with his major projects with Indigenous people. It's just a shock. He's a total corporate patsy. And we need clean energy, fair energy, and local energy. And Carney's not delivering that. He's delivering the opposite.
Oh, no. Are you trying to say that Carney has turned conservative? Is he a progressive conservative? It's exactly what I was saying earlier, is that some people are pissed off, the liberals, the far left liberals that only want you to run your home on wind generator and solar panels in the wintertime, which we all know that doesn't work. We don't have electrical heating in Alberta, and when you're in those northern, even in northern Ontario, same thing there. Electricity doesn't heat your house. Like here, nobody in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada has electric heating for their house. Nobody. It would be so expensive, even at the low electrical rates here. It is still way too expensive. Even a dryer for drying your clothes, right? A natural gas dryer is way more cost effective than an electric dryer. So a lot of people have gas dryers. Now, some people, because it's whatever, is moving that way, and, people do have electric dryers and stuff like that. But if you're thinking about it, you run a gas line to your dryer and you buy a gas dryer, and you're going to save way more money on the whole thing. This is just plain common sense. We produce electricity here in Alberta, and we used to use coal, but the NDP shut down all of our coal-fired electrical generation, and now they're using natural gas, and we may very well be moving to nuclear energy. I'm not against nuclear energy. I think that now we've got it down to where nuclear energy is, even if you have a massive failure of the plant, it's not going to go into nuclear runaway and blow up and cause a bunch of nuclear fallout, to blow downwind from the plant. That whole stuff is like plants of the past. So not true. Lots of people have electric heat. I don't know anyone that has electric heat, Brett. It's few and far between. I would do some research on that, and maybe in southern Alberta, Brett. Maybe in southern Alberta, where it's a little bit warmer climate down there, but up here in northern Alberta, nada. But electric is way too expensive. They're not building houses with electric heat in them. I will guarantee you of that. It's all natural gas. Everything is natural gas up here. You might have the odd person that doesn't know how expensive it is to heat something with electricity that does something like that, or somebody that goes, "Oh, I'm going to install an electric heat pump in my house." Those things don't work in the middle of winter. They don't. And I've seen where people put those things in and then they rip them out up here. So, we will be able to debate that. That's for sure. Brett, come on.
Fuck all the fucking way off.
Okay. I get your point. I get your point there already. Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to fucking have your fucking face bleeding and your teeth knocked out, and all your little buddies are going to fucking run away.
Oh, no. I'm worried. I'm worried about that now. Yeah. I'd like to see still, disinformation. No, it's not disinformation. Not. Go and look at any brand new house being built in Edmonton. I will bet you that it does not have electric heating, okay? It will have natural gas heating, okay? So enough with that. You might have the odd person that has deep pockets and wants to spend a lot of money on electricity that puts something electric in, but or has an electric baseboard heater, supplemental heating. Yeah, I've seen that. But overall, yeah, you've got natural gas heating is the way it goes here. But yeah, we can definitely agree to disagree. We've got the European Parliament today. We've got this story coming in here that we delivered the first half of 1 million signatures to the Save Europe Act. This whole thing is popping in here, where they don't like what's happening over there in Europe. You all know what's happening in Europe. Well, let's hear what this story is about here. Coming in from Europe, where the Save Europe Act has gone to the European Parliament today in Brussels and made sure their voices were heard, whether the European Commission likes it or not. The people want re-immigration. Let's hear the story.
500,000 signatures of the Save Europe Act. We are not here to ask for permission from the European Commission. We will bring the voice of the European people to the Parliament, even if they don't want to hear it. Here we are. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a pile of, anonymized of course, names of European patriots who want re-migration and who want it now. This is the voice of the people. These people decide, not them. This is the voice of the people. We are over 535,000, so we're already over half of what the threshold would be for an official European Citizens Initiative. That in less than 2 months. So this is already an amazing success.
What does precisely your proposal, your initiative?
You want to go and read it?
If you can summarize, please.
Of course.
Then I will read it in full.
With the Save Europe Act, we of course want to save Europe from remigration, from replacement migration, and for that we demand a full and total halt of both legal and illegal non-Western immigration to Europe, and we demand that the European Commission installs a remigration scheme in in all of Europe, so we can finally start sending them back.
So also legal migrants.
Send them back! 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 Send them back!
Wow. So send who back? Send the immigrants back, because obviously there are too many immigrants coming in to their countries, and the people are starting to fight back now. You guys, hey, you might think that I'm like anti-immigration. I'm not, like anti-normal immigration. Okay, I'm anti-mass immigration, just like they are anti-mass immigration, where they don't want their countries changing. They don't want the fabric of their countries changing. It's okay to bring some people in. Hey, how do you think that North America, became what it is today? Through immigration, obviously. But the countries, and this is a big, you guys talk about the WEF and the globalists and stuff like that. They're the ones that conned the politicians of the Western countries to bring in so much mass immigration. They conned Canada, they conned the United States, the Democrats in the United States, but not Trump. They conned Australia, they conned New Zealand, they conned France, they conned Germany, they conned the UK, they conned Sweden, Norway, all of the European countries, Spain, Italy, and now you see the blowback on the whole thing, and this is what's going on here. How do you think they got 1 million signatures there that they're bringing to the European Parliament in Brussels? It's because the blowback of all the people. You've got so many people in different countries that are just plain pissed off at what's going on. Like, it's unfreaking believable. We've got this story coming in from Pat King. He's pissed off because he's got stuff going on with him where he's being taken back to court again, and they want to throw him in jail for a number of years. It's not looking good. Let's listen to what Pat King has to say here and what he's pissed off about. And really, honestly, if you think about it, people were protesting, but they were peaceful protesting. They didn't hit anyone. They didn't kill anyone. They didn't do any damage. They just stood there and protested in the middle of winter. Here's Pat King with his latest.
As my day progresses, and we all know my latest posts are showing that there's a possibility I'm going to jail for 5 years come Friday. Guys, there's some serious wrongs in this country, and this here is one of them. When this guy has been released several times on bail, has tortured people, kidnapped people, done so many atrocities, but yet continuously released on bail, and then you want to hold me for 5 years. When this guy just did all of these things. And not only that, then you have this instance. When the judicial system is putting illegal immigrants and people without Canadian values in their courts, and then reducing their sentence because, what, you're afraid that they're going to get deported? But then guys like me who say, no, I don't want to put something in my body, garnered the attention of the media and worldwide national and international notoriety when we do this, what we did, and they want 5 years. We have a serious problem in Canada, an extreme problem in Canada. And if this doesn't scare the absolute bejesus out of you guys, wake up. To the left, we are going downhill like faster than the Titanic sank, and you're still applauding Mark Carney. Our country is a dumpster fire. And that's okay to you. You are the problem in Canada, that you don't care about your own citizens' rights, and in fact you put illegal immigrants who unalive family members, grape and unalive people all over the place, and they get reduced sentences because it'll hinder their deportation. Canadians, I'm asking you one thing and one thing only. Changes need to be made. You need to rise. And you need to make sure that your voices are heard this time loudly. Whether you love me or hate me, it doesn't matter. This is insanity. This is your Canada. This is what we're going to be known for.
Wow. So Pat might be put in jail for 5 years. That's what it's all about. He basically won in court the first time, and they appealed his sentence and wanted to take him to court again. He's been in court again, and the judge is going to be making a decision on Friday. So watch for that. Watch for that for what's going to happen. Remember, it was mischief. Mischief. That's what he was charged with. Mischief. But mischief on a grand scale, because obviously he was, coaching other people to do things that were against the law. So it was not just mischief of himself doing something wrong, but on a massive scale. If you want my opinion on the whole thing, the police should have been walking in there and ticketing vehicles that were illegally parked and getting them to move. Simple. Pulling up a tow truck in there and getting them to move. But because the police didn't do their job, because that's all it was. And when the convoy actually happened, the police actually told people where to park. It was like, okay, the convoy's rolling in. Okay, you park your vehicle there. You park down that street. You guys park all down there. You park down there. Everybody park. And the police assisted everyone as to where to park. Now, on day 2, when the trucks were still there, well, shouldn't the police have gone and up to the vehicles and ticketed the vehicle? And if the vehicle didn't move, then they'd get a tow truck and tow them out. That's what should have actually happened. Why were people actually in Ottawa? The whole convoy was to go and meet up with the Liberal government. The Liberal government shunned the whole convoy, said, no, we're not, you guys are terrorists and we're not going to talk to you. Like that was the attitude that the government took on. So shame on the Liberal government for not talking to literally thousands and thousands of people that went to Ottawa to protest the mandates and to talk to the government. The government didn't even talk to anyone. Okay. Instead, they let the thing sit there and fester and fester and fester. And then they finally brought in the RCMP, which is not the local police that were there that should have been ticketing and towing. And they ended up putting a big block of police in there and confronting everyone and pissing, starting a kind of a piss-off session between the people that were there and the police, bringing the horses in, basically trying to stomp on people and bringing in the Emergencies Act illegally, by the way, and, taking people's bank accounts and basically taking people access to their money completely at all, freezing their bank accounts and going after people that donated to the whole thing. It was just a big sham. It was a sham. It wasn't looked after properly by the government. And at the end of the day, Trudeau failed on the whole thing. It was a big failure of the Liberal government. But, you've got so many Liberal people, so many elbows up people in Canada that they're like, oh, yeah, the convoy was bad. No, the convoy was a protest. It was a simple protest on a grand scale, albeit. But, nobody was being injured. Nobody was being hurt. Nothing was happening. People were just there, doing speeches. They had a big stage set up there. There were people partying in the streets. They had a blow-up bouncy castle and all kind of fun stuff. So, shame on the government for trying to throw Pat King in jail for 5 years. Like, really, honestly. Whether you like Pat or you dislike Pat, it doesn't matter. He should not be thrown in jail for 5 years. Absolutely not. Especially when you've got such lax laws for all of the rest of the people that we see doing all kind of despicable crimes in this country and getting away with practically nothing. scot-free. It's like Pat says, you got people that are newcomers in this country that are raping women and stuff like that, and the judge looks at it and goes, yeah, I think I'm going to reduce your sentence because I don't want it to affect your ability to stay in this country. I don't want you being deported. So we'll make sure that your sentence is lowered down a little bit so that, it doesn't look as bad to the immigration department in Canada. Screw you. Like, this is unbelievable.
Fuck all the fucking way off.
That's right. Yeah, I agree with you there, Brett. Yeah, unbelievable. Then we've got this guy here, Michael Jantz, who's a counselor in Edmonton. And let's hear what this whole thing here. He's sort of a far left extremist here, is what the accusation is by Alberta Proud Dad. Let's listen to the story about Michael Jantz, a counselor in my city of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
If you don't know that piece of garbage, you're about to. That's Michael Jantz, Edmonton City Councillor. Check this out.
Edmonton City Councillor Michael Jantz is no stranger to social media, but one of his recent social media posts is capturing the attention of Edmonton's Jewish community. A screen grab of Jantz's social media account, shared by Edmonton's Jewish Federation late last week, says if you have a newborn baby right now anywhere in the world, your brand new baby is more likely to be killed by Israel than dying by any other way.
At the end of the day, councillors are free to speak to any issue they want. They are ultimately held accountable for their own actions.
The mayor tells us Jantz took that post down a short time later. The Jewish Federation of Edmonton says the damage was done.
Now, that's not the first time Michael Jantz had to remove a social media post. I covered this back in February, where he was promoting the Ku Klux Klan. Weird flex on his Instagram story. But Michael Jantz likes to hang out with people like Janice Irwin, of course, and Thomas Lakazik from Forever Canadian. That's who these people associate with, is a Jew-hating Edmonton City Councillor who is so far left, it's absolutely embarrassing. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm 0% liberal. It's important to speak out against them. Wear your opinion on your sleeve. BertaProudDad.com.
Oh, yeah. I heard, Brett, that you went over onto his podcast and were peppering him a little bit.
Fuck all the fucking way off.
Yeah. So I know that you're not in his camp there at all. But anyways, that's already popped up on my screen here. So we're just telling you, hey, this is the Temper Report. We're breaking the news down, basically giving you the best of the best. We're located in Sylvan Lake. Give the stream a like, sub up to the channel if you're interested in seeing more bullshit like this. We appreciate your company. Definitely give us a thumbs up so that more people can see our stream. We're just a small podcaster. We only have a small voice, only a few people watching, and honestly, things might get a little bit better, but we'll find out. Oh yeah, you had the lady that let me see, who is it here now? Here she is. Here's her picture. She's gaining notoriety. The Canadian girl that is now sitting in jail in the United States because she's the liberal Canadian that apparently was illegally in the United States, and she didn't like some girl walking down the street that was wearing some garb that said something about ICE and Trump, and she started berating that person. You know what liberals do when they see somebody wearing a Trump or ICE stuff. And she ended up, she slapped that person. Let's see, what's her name? Caitlin Tracy is a criminal illegal alien from Canada who is charged with simple assault, neglect of a child, compounding crime, and harassing communication. She allegedly struck a teenage girl wearing a pro-Trump memorabilia on a boardwalk in Point Pleasant Beach during the 4th of July weekend. She was arrested by the Port Pleasant Beach Police Department, who facilitated a controlled transfer into ICE custody, where she will remain pending her immigration proceedings. She entered the United States on April the 14th on a visa set to expire on September 6, 2024. Oh my God. So she was illegally in the States. In violation of our nation's laws, American nations, she overstayed her visa and failed to depart. So, yeah, she's in jail now, ICE jail. So her boyfriend is really pissed off because she's Canadian, right? The Canadians are, of course, the liberal Canadians are really pissed off about that. But her boyfriend is really pissed off about the whole thing. Yeah, let's hear what her boyfriend has to say about the whole thing. This is the husband of the Canadian woman that assaulted a teenager on the beach for wearing MAGA clothing. He's very whiny. He's going on and on about his problems and how broke he is and how he needs an immigration attorney and blah, 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 blah. Here's an idea. Maybe his nutty wife should have kept her hands to herself. How about that? What would you all say to him? Yeah, let's listen to his blurb about the whole situation here. He's pissed off.
Need help. I don't know what to do. My wife is being detained by ICE. She's in Ocean County Jail right now, and I can't get a hold of her. She keeps trying to call me, but they won't let me put money on her card. The kiosk in the Toms River jail is broken, and all the numbers and stuff they gave me wasn't right or wouldn't allow me to put money on her card. And ICE is coming there to pick her up. I need an immigration lawyer. I need help. I don't know what to do. I don't have any money. I'm so fucking broke.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe your nutty wife should have kept her hands to herself. Maybe that would be the ultimate solution. Those lefties, they're so physical. If they don't get their way, they're like punch, or grab your phone or do something, like they're just so physical. Why is that? Whereas meanwhile, the right winger is like, well, I'll just stand back and watch what's going on, and not get too physical about the whole thing. But yeah, that's one of the stories that's breaking into the feed here today. Yeah, we've got another one here with our good friend Mark Carney. I've got this one that just popped in here. Mark Carney is not going to be attending the Trump anti-Antifa summit. Antifa has been propping up and fighting for liberal policies in Canada for some time now. Do you think Mark Carney sends a representative? Do you think he'll send a representative to the anti-Antifa summit? When will Carney label them as a criminal organization? Well, I think that the NDP and the Liberals, they like Antifa. They like them because they're like the people that damage buildings and burn things and do stuff like that, and are really like the activists. And they're in Canada. They're all over the place. Every major city in Canada has Antifa, people that aspire by them. In fact, Antifa are the people that come up with fake stories on right-wing people like myself, and then they publish those stories online in order to basically blackball, make look bad, fake information, fake stuff, saying that you're, like for me, this is what Antifa did to me. They came up with a fake story that I am somehow involved with some sort of a far-right organization, okay? And then they published that online, and then it got republished by more people, whatever. And it's all fake stuff. It's all fake. Because it's Antifa that came up with that bullshit. And what they do is they just try and make people, especially people that are right-wing political activists, that go out, on some sort of a, campaign or do stuff where they're wanting to promote the right side of what's going on, and the Antifa people just end up making up stories about them and publishing all that stuff, and they get away with it. It's not a good situation. Although some of them in the States are getting arrested and they're getting thrown in jail. And it's actually a good thing that that's happening there now. So yeah, great for stuff like that. So, but anyways, will Carney send anything over to the anti-Antifa summit? I doubt it. I absolutely doubt it. He's probably pro Antifa. Let's face it. He's on that side of the fence there, on the lefty side of the fence. Oh, what's happening in Nova Scotia? In Nova Scotia, we've got this story coming in where we've got there's a guy by the name of let's see if I've got his name in here. Premier Tom Houston. Premier Tom Houston. They don't like what he's doing, so you've got the left-wing protesters that basically have he got into his car. He wanted to go somewhere, and the RCMP had to rescue him from the violent mob in in Nova Scotia today. Wolfville, Nova Scotia is where the story comes to us from. Let's check out the action.
What started as the first of Premier Tim Houston's tour of chambers of commerce across Nova Scotia devolved into a massive protest in which his car was surrounded and he required a police escort back into the building in which he had just previously given a speech at Acadia University in Wolfville. Houston was here ostensibly to talk about his vision for the province's economy and how to address what is a record-setting deficit through the efforts of things like natural resource development, offshore wind, and federal defense spending contracts that appear destined to favor Nova Scotia. A variety of issues that they were concerned about, including the environment, cannabis access, library cuts, and other issues, surrounded him as he approached his vehicle. Houston sat in the vehicle for several minutes before ultimately RCMP moved him back inside the building where he remains. Houston is scheduled to be in Yarmouth tomorrow for his second stop on the tour. Michael Gorman, CBC News, Wolfville.
Wow. So, he's going to, we're going to probably see more of the same when he hits his next destination because he's doing some sort of a province-wide tour. But, you heard what the things are, cutbacks in your library. Like, come on. Who goes to the library these days? Like, you go to the library, pretty much everything in the library is available online. Any book that you want is available online. You can get an e-reader. The only people, well, not the only, but the people that mostly go to the library are the homeless people to use the internet at the library. That's why they go there, to use the internet. They don't go there to read books. Very few people go to the library anymore. So, cutting back on funding of libraries, if people aren't using them as much, maybe so much taxpayer money shouldn't go in there. Of course, they're going to be pissed off about government wanting to do more, maybe looking for oil and stuff like that, resources and whatever. Yeah, it's the old, we want to live off of windmills and e-panels and stuff like that, and ride our e-bikes around and, whatever. It's a typical lefty stuff there. And what do? They surround his car. They don't allow him to drive away. The police have to come in. The police probably don't arrest anybody, even though they're doing illegal stuff there, because the lefties never get arrested for anything, especially in Canada. Well, in the States, down in Texas, they're starting to do stuff like that because Texas is a right-wing state where you have a little bit of law and order, not like some of those states there where there is no law and order and they just get away with whatever the hell they want. But anyways, that's the breakdown of that story. Let's move on to see what else we might have here. The guy, the guy who his wife is being detained by ICE there. There's another story of him here. Let's bring this one up here. This the same hubby of the unhinged Canadian woman who assaulted the pro-Trump teen. He made multiple videos laughing about and celebrating Charlie Kirk's assassination. The videos were reported to his employer, and he was subsequently fired. Let's listen to this.
First one, boys and girls. Now, I'm going to use this one as an example. Now, over the next few days, you're going to hear a lot of people say it's wrong to celebrate someone's death. It's wrong to laugh when someone gets hurt that you politically disagree with. And what I have to say to that is they have no problem laughing at us. They have no problem laughing when...
Yeah, we're not going to play that. But anyways, he's, coming up with some stuff there where people should be unalived. And he's celebrating Charlie Kirk's assassination, basically, which is not a good thing. I actually went to the Charlie Kirk vigil in Edmonton. So it was actually pretty well attended and pretty civil. But yeah, here's a picture of the dude, and there's his girlfriend, or his wife rather, a Canadian wife who is being detained by ICE in the United States. The 33-year-old Canadian woman on the Jersey Shore boardwalk repeatedly confronted and then slapped a teenage girl for wearing sweatpants that said Trump and ICE. She fled the scene, but she was subsequently identified, and she's now sitting in jail. Oh my gosh, unfortunate things that happen, but shit happens, shit happens, and yeah, that's the rest of it is the rest of the story. Yeah, what's causing all that smoke? Well, of course, it's multiple fires burning in Ontario. You can see there's Thunder Bay in the middle of the screen there. The fires are to the west and to the north, little bit to the south of Thunder Bay, but basically to the west of Thunder Bay. And you can see multiple fires burning, and you can see smoke coming off of those fires. And of course, the winds are coming from the northwest, blowing that smoke into the United States. So that's what you guys are breathing, all of that acrid campfire smoke coming from those Canadian fires. And it looks like some of probably all of those fires are out of control, or a lot of them are out of control. And when you have so many fires burning and limited resources of number of people that can be on the ground putting them out, and then limited numbers of planes that can water bomb those fires, and so many fires burning, and that is actually an awful lot of fires because it's being so dry, such hot weather up in Canada, up in the middle part of Canada, over in the west here, we've had a lot of rain, so that's why we don't have a whole bunch of fires burning here now, which is actually great. But I know exactly what it's like to be in an area where all that smoke is blowing into your area, and it is not fun whatsoever. It sort of puts a damper on your day. You can barely see the sun. Yeah, in fact, this is the video of the train. We had a train that was on the train track, and the train had to stop for another train, and they had to stop right in an area where that fire was burning. And this is pretty whatever. I put it this way, I'd hate to be there. And I actually have been in an area where we had to drive through a forest fire, and there was a pilot car, and you couldn't just drive on your own, but they had the road blocked off. The police were there. And then in order for you to go through, there was a pilot car that went ahead of you, and then a group of cars behind that pilot car in order to drive on the highway through an area. And there was literally, fire was burning on both sides of the highway. There was fire burning and bad smoke. You could barely see in front of your car. So I know exactly. It wasn't really like this where it's like blazing fire, but definitely fire on both sides of the highway and lots of smoke. So I know exactly what they're like.
This could potentially overtake us here. This is getting a little scary.
Yeah.
Holy.
Okay. Yeah, this is
Okay, y'all need to hurry up here.
Train.
Like, Sleever.
No.
Hello, Jody, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you there. I'm telling them you were notching up.
Yeah, this has got to move fucking quick here.
They're stopped. The train has moved into the fire and they're stopped there. Might be getting a little hot.
Holy crap. Oh, that's all right. This kind of burnt off, so we'll be okay now.
Yeah, right.
It went across. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Oh yeah, look over there.
We are
You
surrounded.
guys got a light now or what?
Good time
Did
to
you guys
light
get
your
that
cigarette.
light? Oh yeah, they're clipping. Woo!
There's another train
That's a
coming
meat
through.
and a
See
half,
that?
eh?
So they're actually stopping. They're stopped. Maybe they're on a railway where there's only one track, so they're on a side track, waiting for another train to come through before they can go through. You can see those trains going through that fire area there. Unbelievable. That's part of what's going on there. That's what's creating all that smoke for you guys down in the States there. Unbelievable stories that are happening. And yeah, you know, this is what's going on. Yeah, we've got that multi-billion-dollar Pathways project. There's been an agreement reached for pumping that stuff into the ground. And, you know, as far as I'm concerned, this is a waste of billions of dollars to, on the Pathways project, make these carbon capture things where they capture carbon and then pump it into the ground. You know, it's not going to save the planet, and it's just going to be a big waste of a lot of money. Not good. Here's one here where a drone actually chased down and crashed a Russian helicopter. Check out this drone footage here where the drone is chasing the helicopter, and then right here it crashes into the helicopter, sets off its bomb, and boom, the helicopter is down. So yeah, that's, you know, like $1 million Mi-28N attack helicopter is taken down by a simple couple $1,000 Ukrainian drone. So that's how Ukraine is winning the war, with cheap drones and not expensive equipment. So yeah, that's what's going on there. Yeah. Oh, this story coming in here where Trudeau and his government faked intelligence. They faked intelligence to frame Freedom Convoy truckers as violent extremists. That's what this investigation finds. And it's time to arrest this clown, Trudeau, for doing that stuff. How is it that political, if you're in politics, right, the Prime Minister of Canada, and you guys with your government can fake intelligence to frame Freedom Convoy truckers to send them to jail and what have you, and they get away with it. Nobody in the government has been arrested for illegally bringing on to frame the Freedom Convoy truckers. Why is it that nobody is in jail with this kind of stuff? Like, it's absolutely unbelievable that the government can get away with this stuff, and yet the people, yeah, they end up going to jail, right? They're the ones in jail. They're the ones that ended up spending time in jail, and nobody in the government has done anything. You know, you have the emergency act that was brought in illegally. People's bank accounts were seized. All of that stuff happened. That was the fault of the government. And it was all should never have happened. And nobody in the government is sitting in jail. Why is that? It's like unfair. It's like laws for you, but that are different than for me. It's like for the police as well. The police can do stuff and break the law and do all kind of stuff, but you and I cannot do stuff. Otherwise, we're going to end up in jail. The whole world is not fair. Government systems are not fair. Yeah, it's terrible. The other thing is the Gordie Howe Bridge. You've got this bridge, the Gordie Howe Bridge, where you've got the bridge was paid for by Canada, and Trump has worked out a deal where they're going to get half of the revenue from that bridge. There's that whole thing. Canada paid the full $6.4 billion to build the Gordie Howe Bridge. Now, 50% of the toll profits are going to a U.S. development fund for the first 15 years. And Mark Carney says that it's a win for Canada. It's not a win for Canada. He stood there telling Canadians that he was the tough negotiator who would basically handle Trump and protect our interests. Instead, we got fleeced on infrastructure. We completely funded the bridge while the money flows south. Even the panel on power and politics has called it what it is, a straight concession. Not much benefit for Windsor, massive benefit for the American side. Again, Trump knows how to negotiate. Canada does not know how to negotiate. We got fleeced on this one by Trump. Absolutely. This is what happens when you put a globalist banker in charge of negotiating for Canada. The same guy who is supposed to be our secret weapon in racking up losses while pretending it's a victory. How much longer are we supposed to pretend this is working?
Fuck all the fucking way off.
I know. I agree, Brett. It's like crazy what's going on here. Let's hear this story from CBC, of course. Watch it again.
My understanding, Kate, and I don't know this for sure because even the government officials I was speaking with today, is that the money that goes to the development agency from the profits will be spent on the American side of the border, right? So, it is for them. It is a straight. I mean, it may benefit Windsor if it increases traffic flows coming the other way, but very indirectly, very indirectly. It is unquestionably a concession to get what Canada was entitled to. But is it possible, as the mayor says, believes, and the Prime Minister says, that it doesn't really amount to much, just given the payback nature of infrastructure projects that cost this much?
Yeah, I think if that were the case,
Money
then there
is
should
money.
be a higher degree of comfort from the Prime Minister in sharing the details about the deal. What do we care if we're offending Donald Trump if it's actually a smaller amount?
Because he might close it again, Kate.
There is an option here that's not just hoping and wishing and waiting. I know Brad's talking about, waiting till the midterms and seeing what happens. Why not weave in the Gordie Howe Bridge and the plan there to the broader negotiation and coming up with Fortress North America and coming up with a deal that benefits both parties? I think the government clearly wants to just try and wait it out and see what happens. But at every moment, they have caved to the president. So Vandana is right in that Canadians want to see the Prime Minister negotiate. We're getting a pretty good look at his negotiation skills, David, and they're not particularly overwhelming. We lost on DST. We're losing on the Gordie Howe Bridge. He promised Canadians that he was going to be the guy to get a deal. And if this is the litmus test for what a broader CUSMA negotiation looks like, I think there's going to be a lot of Canadians with buyer's remorse.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Carney. Yeah. Yeah, we're getting fleeced on the whole thing. We spend all the money. How does that work? Where you spend the money on something and then somebody else takes half of the revenue from it, after it's built. There's a toll. If it's a toll bridge, you got to pay back that bridge. Well, the toll should be kept on the Canadian side to pay back the bridge because Canada built the bridge. But instead, you're going to give half of the toll to the United States that didn't put a penny into the bridge? Come on. Well, that's just not fair whatsoever. There's fairness in the world, and that's not fair. Unbelievable, but hey, that's the way the world operates. And yeah, we're getting fleeced. And Mark Carney is doing a terrible job on doing anything. The only thing that Mark Carney thinks about is Brookfield. Yeah, the Brookfield thing. Like, really, that's all that Carney thinks about. And he actually hired an American, a Democratic, someone from the Democratic Party that was working with the Democratic Party. He hired her to become the chief operating officer in Canada, a brand new post that he just came up with. That just popped into my mind here. The COO, this is it right here. The story about it here. He's a freaking moron here for doing that. Let me read this story here to you. Canada has gone mad. Mark Carney Mark Carney has just handed a day-to-day control of his office to an American political operative who worked for Hillary Clinton and Michael Bloomberg. Okay, are you freaking kidding me? Mark Carney hires a COO for his corporate takeover of Canada. Okay, a political strategist for the Democrats, ties to the Clintons, are cheating during that fiasco, is about to be exposed. Worked on Carney's leadership campaign. Remember that one? It was pretty shady. And publicly aligning with the Democrats is like dropping the gauntlet to Trump. Carney didn't want to be PM to help Canada. He wanted to be PM so he could go to war with Trump. We're just cannon fodder, the rest of us people here in Canada. Yeah, Mark Carney just handed day-to-day control of his office to an American political operative who worked for Hillary Clinton and Michael Bloomberg. Her title didn't exist until this weekend. Like, come on. This is unbelievable. Mark Carney, like, what's going on? Like, you liberals were trying to say that the conservatives in Canada were like MAGA, and Carney is actually turning, and this is why the liberals are pissed off at Carney, because they're considering him to be a progressive conservative, that the Liberal Party is actually probably right of center in Canada and not so much a left-wing organization with Mark Carney, the banker at the helm. He's a corporate dude. He was running Brookfield before he became the Prime Minister of Canada, and he's right wing. He's a red liberal. Eh? So you liberals, what's the matter with you? You guys are all up and elbows up. Mark Carney. Meanwhile, the frickin' guy is like a red or a conservative liberal, like unbelievable. And the liberals are actually getting pretty pissed off at him, so that's good to see. Let's see that the voters for the liberals drops. And actually, if you look at the poll numbers these days, the liberal numbers are dropping, and they're probably moving over to the NDP party, which the NDP party is like the Communist Party. They're like moving towards communist. They're like really far right in Canada. And really, honestly, we need to wake up. Canada needs to wake up because we're getting fleeced.
Fuck all the fucking way off. That tells me all I need to know.
Yeah. Exactly, Brett. You don't even have to phone in here because I got your comments right here.
Fuck off. No, fuck off.
Wow.
It's irrelevant. Now people are starting to figure it the fuck out.
I know. Yeah, I know. And we're bringing you the best of the best here. Oops, I got the wrong screen on here. Don't want to be scrolling through my stuff here. Yeah. Anyways, you got that COO. Used to work for this woman here. You remember her, right? So that's who the COO used to work for. She was the chief. She is now our chief operating officer. Mia Johnson used to work for her, Hillary Clinton, of all people. So definitely an American. And yeah, not good. We don't like to see any new government jobs. Remember, when you hire somebody to work for the government, that is a down. That's a downer for the country, because that means that taxpayers are now paying for that person's salary. And who knows? He seems to be giving like $100,000 salaries to people. I don't know how much she's making, but $500,000, $700,000 a year, whatever it is, that it's going to be like way, way, way too much money. And yeah, Mark Carney, when he comes out west here,
more than 1.4 million people.
He gets booed. He gets booed when he shows up for the events in and around Alberta. And yeah, he showed up for the Calgary Stampede, and Carney was booed.
Carney was booed at the Calgary Stampede. Jeremy Farkas is still warning of economic uncertainty, and Thomas Lukazik still hasn't filed the paperwork required of a third-party advertiser. Good day, Canada. Haber Upley here. You've heard the news, you've read the headlines, and now it's time to see the big picture. With the greatest outdoor show on earth now wrapped up for another year, Calgarians can pack away the Wranglers, the Boots, and the Stetsons until next July. But while the Midway has gone quiet and the chuck wagons have crossed the finish line for another season, one thing from this year's Stampede is likely to linger a little longer than the rest: the politics. More than 1.4 million people made their way through the gates this year, providing an undeniable boost to Calgary's economy at a time when families across the country continue to wrestle with affordability and economic uncertainty. Stampede CEO Joel Cowley acknowledged as much, saying they were honored by the turnout despite the financial pressures Canadians continue to face. He also noted something else. The number of politicians walking the grounds this year was noticeably higher than in years past.
For sure.
Federal, provincial, municipal. Yep. It seemed everyone wanted to be seen at the Calgary Stampede. And
yeah, you know why? Because Alberta is pushing for independence. So you've got all these federalists, people that want Alberta to stay in Confederation, showed up at the Calgary Stampede so that they could stand up in front of the cameras and spout off their two bits about the whole thing, you know, make it look like, oh yeah, we're want to stay in Confederation. That's why all of the politicians showed up at the Stampede. But anyways, that's a good story there. Check them out. I got that story from Haver Upley is where you can find out more about that story. We're not going to play the whole thing here. Yeah. Oh, also, there was a kind of a Stampede thing that showed up. And a lot of people say that this Alberta independence is, and I know, Brett. You know, you're like anti-Alberta independence.
Parroting dumb shit.
Yeah.
Now people are starting to figure it the fuck out.
Yeah. But anyways, Alberta independence is something that that we're all that I'm pushing for. You know that I am, right? And really, you know, like the odds of Alberta becoming independent are, you know, I think a little bit below 50%. We're going to be like Quebec, you know, where 48% of the people or 40% of the people are going to vote for independence. So, but what we're doing is we're showing Ottawa that we're pissed off. That's the main thing that's happening. So you may not be for Alberta independence, but you certainly should be out for Alberta getting a better deal in Confederation. So let's listen to this story. Now, what happened is the independence people had their own thing, and there were approximately 1,000 people that showed up to this event in Calgary, and it was a pretty good event.
The media says the Alberta independence movement is just an online phenomenon. Then this happened.
Alberta has outgrown Canada. Canada no longer works for Alberta.
I think in reality, let's be honest, it's only growing in momentum. So the more obstacles that the other side wants to put in our path, I think the harder we're going to dig our heels in and prove them wrong.
The support we're seeing in the real world is way beyond anything you would think you could see online.
Well, here's another inconvenient fact for the people insisting Alberta's independence movement exists only on social media. Yeah, mainstream media, I'm looking at you. I was at Ranchman's Cookhouse in Calgary on Sunday for Keith Wilson's Let Alberta Decide Stampede Breakfast. And let me tell you, this thing was not a hashtag. It was packed.
We sold out the first 500 within about 30 hours. And then we talked to the venue. The Ranchman's been amazing. Very, very supportive.
About 1,000 Albertans got there early and then filled the place for what turned into one of the biggest public events of the referendum campaign.
That was about
so
3-block
far.
lineup to
and
get
here's
in
the
there.
Remarkable part. This breakfast wasn't planned months in advance. Keith told the crowd it was only organized on June 26th. The first 500 tickets were snapped up in about 30 hours. Demand was so overwhelming, they doubled capacity to roughly 1,000 people, and then that sold out too. Think about it. 1,000 people in the middle of Stampede at a last-minute political event about Alberta's future.
Corey Morgan, why are you here today?
Well, how could I not be here? This is a who's who of the Alberta independence.
Hey, Brett, he's a friend of yours there, Corey Morgan.
Movement all in one spot, along with what 800-900 regular Albertans and Calgarians coming out. I mean, I couldn't miss this for the world.
Only getting started. Only getting started. This movement, especially today with Let Alberta Decide, is reaching people that haven't really considered Alberta as an option, as an independent nation. And there's some good arguments to be had from very sensible, very rational people, and a very calm and respectful manner. And we're just getting started.
Gentlemen, tell me what you think about the momentum of the independence movement. The mainstream media says that this is a thing that largely lives online.
That's on the right side there, Mr. Alberta. I've actually met him. Actually, most of these people I've met that you're seeing here.
But this doesn't look all that online to me.
This is definitely not online. And one of the things I've said since day one is this is not even the water cooler talk. This is beyond that. There are so many people talking about this. And if you're not talking about it, chances are you're still going to be voting for option number 2 come October 12th or October 19th because it's grown that big.
Where there's a different culture here in Alberta than there is in British Columbia, and then there is in Ontario, and definitely the Maritimes. And so I do not believe we're at an optimal level. And I'll give one really practical, somewhat technical example. If you're the governor of the Bank of Canada and you have to set the interest rate, and the Alberta economy is on fire and really growing, you're going to want to increase interest rates. But if the Central Canada economy is in depression or recession, you're going to want to decrease interest rates. See now how you're compromised? Now imagine you're the governor.
That's right. That's right. We were always getting but they had 1,000 people, Brett, show up for this event. So, you might say that when they're doing their events in small town Alberta that the number of people are falling off. Yeah, because they've been out there doing it for a year already, and they're going to, same locations over and over again. But he's right, though. Canada is so large that you have Alberta that's doing buoyantly well, where interest rates should be going up, to stop the inflation that's happening here, because stuff is happening here. And then you've got the rest of Canada where things are like diminishing, whatever. So, they're like lowering interest rates for that. So Canada is like too large, too diverse, too many areas. And, that's a good reason for Alberta to split away from Canada, because this is where all the jobs are. This is where all the action is. This is where stuff is happening. And we're being sucked down, buoyed down, by the rest of Canada. So, that's why I think independence is actually good for Alberta.
The Bank of Alberta, and I'm the governor of the Bank of, for example, Ontario. You'll be able to make an optimal decision, and I'll be able to make one. So I could give many more examples of how we're constantly compromising and sacrificing one region for another and not making optimal political and economic decisions.
If you've ever been to Calgary during Stampede Week, you know that's no small feat. People have no shortage of things they could be doing, yet they chose to spend their Sunday morning talking about Alberta's future. And I was there. People were lining up before the doors even opened. Ranchman's was shoulder to shoulder with Albertans from every corner of the province. Families, seniors, young people, ranchers, influencers, tradespeople, small business owners, volunteers. Ordinary Albertans who have decided they are tired of being told to sit down and accept Ottawa's version of what's best for them.
We're going to have a good time today, but may I welcome Tanya Clemens and Keith Wilson.
The energy in the room was impossible to miss. Keith took to the stage and reminded everyone how quickly the event had come together.
And we sold out in a grand total of 5 days. Just over 3 weeks ago, we launched, or just under 3 weeks ago, we launched our campaign. And we've already raised almost $250,000, almost $250,000. What that tells you is momentum is real, and you are real. There are people that want the population to believe that this movement is fading or isn't real. Look around you. You are the future of Alberta. We can do this.
That's right. There were 1,000 people there. 1,000 people showed up, like she said in the report. Very short timeline of putting the whole thing together, and people paid good money to get into that place as well.
And judging by the applause, that wasn't just a slogan. This breakfast also marked the launch of the Let Alberta Decide's province-wide lawn sign campaign. Thousands of referendum signs are now making their way into communities across Alberta. And that's important because political movements aren't built on tweets or posts. They're built on people. People who volunteer, people who organize, people who knock on doors, people who show up. That's exactly what we're seeing.
The donations are being spent on lawn signs, like small lawn signs, large 4x8 lawn signs, signs on the side of, let's say, 18-wheelers and stuff like that, located in major highways. I don't know if they're spending it yet on advertising and radio, television, stuff like that. If they have enough money, they'll be able to spend on things like that. And also they're doing road shows where they want to buy a motorhome. In fact, one guy, Chris has bought a motorhome there now that they're going to wrap with the independent logo and stuff like that. So, I think it was something like $5,000 or something to do the wrap on that motorhome. So, they're spending money on getting the word out, advertising for the independents.
There could have been 5,000 people out to this if the space was here. There's no doubt. This is the event of the whole Stampede. Everybody thought it's the conservative thing with the tired old stuff out of Pierre. And hey, good on you. I know it's a tradition, but this is where the energy was, this Stampede, the perfect way to end it.
I think in reality, let's be honest, it's only growing in momentum. So the more obstacles that the other side wants to put in our path, I think the harder we're going to dig our heels in and prove them wrong.
The support we're seeing in the real world is way beyond anything you would think you could see online. Whoever's saying that we are an online movement obviously are spending all their time online, because if you're in the real world, you see a totally different picture of what's going on right now.
For months, Albertans have been attending town halls, sometimes 2 in one evening. Volunteers have been handing out signs almost every day. More than 7,000 volunteers collected over 300,000 signatures.
Yeah, and I've been to many events where that's how I met these people.
Now
is by going to events that they're at. So I've seen how many people show up, and it's not small numbers. It's lots of people.
And the reason why we're going to win option 2 vote on October 19th is because Alberta can do better. We know we can do better. We can do better for our kids. We can do better for our seniors. We can do better for the safety of our communities. We can do better for preserving our culture. We can do better economically if we can free ourselves from the arbitrary control called Ottawa.
Remember all those stories claiming Alberta's independence movement is mostly living online? Really? Because that's not what I saw, and that's not what I see in the real world. I saw 1,000 people give up a Stampede Sunday to stand shoulder to shoulder because they believe Albertans deserve the right to decide their own future. Now, whether you support independence or oppose it, that's not really the point. The point is that this movement is real, and you're being lied to by the mainstream media. It exists in packed community centers, in parade lineups, in volunteer sign crews, and now it exists in sold-out events that have to double capacity because so many Albertans want to attend. That's grassroots.
You are a sign juggernaut in your own right. Tell us how people can find out about your third-party advertising.
Sure, yeah. This pathway to independence, it's been astounding. I mean, we've raised over 6 figures now. We put out 12,000 lawn signs, a couple hundred 4x8s. Check out Pathway to Independence, or actually CoreyMorgan.com, and you can get in the long, terribly disorganized lineup, but we'll get a sign to everybody yet.
You know, Elon Musk is trying to do something that was never done before. He's trying to put humans on Mars. So the range of unknowns he has is unbelievable, right? Rumsfeld, the old Secretary of Defense in the United States, once gave a talk, and he talked about there's known knowns, known unknowns, and unknown unknowns. This situation that Alberta faces, to transition from a province to a country, they're all knowns. We know that we're going to need to deal with currency. We know that when you arrive at the Calgary International Airport, there needs to be a border and customs agent there. So we can easily transition them onto our payroll, change their flag from a Canadian flag on their uniform to an Alberta flag. We know we're going to need a passport office. We have 2 of them in Edmonton and Calgary. Both of them have passport printing machines. We can get a value on the passport printing machine and buy it from the government of Canada. If they don't want to sell it to us, we can say, fine, we'll find out who manufactures them, we'll buy one ourselves, right? So all of the things that the government of Canada
have our
currently
own
delivers
currency
are
as
known.
well.
They're known. They're being delivered right this minute.
In fact, they do coins in Fort Saskatchewan. Fort Saskatchewan, there's a factory where they make coins for Canada, for gosh sakes.
Right? So it's not like Elon going, oh boy, how are we going to resupply the humans, on Mars?
Town halls every night.
If they're there, we're there, right? If we can be there.
And flags everywhere.
Flags.
You know what? We're seeing a lot more. I've been driving back into BC a couple of times, and there's a lot of Canadian flags out there, but there's a lot of Alberta flags right up until the border and even into BC.
And lawn signs. Lawn signs have been the new trading card. We've all got lawn signs. We got one of Rebels. I got a stack of 10 of them on my front yard right now that I built last night.
You don't accidentally organize 1,000 people in less
Exactly.
than 2 weeks.
I've got a lawn sign right out here, right outside of my house.
By simply clicking like. You don't fill Ranchmans during Stampede because of an algorithm.
Woo-hoo.
You do it because there's genuine public interest in change. Whether the political class likes it or not, Albertans are having this conversation.
Alberta has outgrown Canada. Canada no longer works for Alberta.
That's
our
right.
Kids and our grandkids will have a better, more prosperous, successful life if we can free ourselves from the arbitrary control of Ottawa.
Yeah.
They're showing up in person. They're bringing friends. They're bringing their
Well,
families.
yeah, you'll have to pay for your passport.
That should never have been
no doubt.
controversial in the first
Just like
place.
you have to pay now.
The chance to decide.
You have to pay
their
for your
own
driver's
future.
license.
Because that's democracy.
A lot of things won't
and
change.
From what I witnessed firsthand on Sunday, this movement isn't slowing down. It's just getting started.
How do people donate to your third-party advertiser, which appears to be following all the rules dutifully?
Well, we could sure use some help. We've got ambitious plans. We're up against tremendous forces. We're up against the government of Canada. We're up against other things. If people could go to letalbertadecide.com, letalbertadecide.com, and very easy push buttons there to do your donations, to donate whatever you can. We'd be grateful. Donate today if you can. If you can't, donate tomorrow. And if you can't, donate next week. But we can sure use your help. We're going to keep generating tremendous results here, building the momentum, and we're going to win this on October 19th with your help.
For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn-Reid.
Yeah, and for those of you that say that, oh, well, it's just a bunch of grifters. Well, on the other side of the fence, the people that are against Alberta independence, the Stay Free, they're donating over there, and they're, Elections Alberta, where you have to register as a third-party advertiser if you're going to advertise for this election event. Well, the Stay Free Alberta, they go, oh, well, we got nothing to do with any election. We don't have to say how much money that we're getting. Meanwhile, they've been touring around with a wrap bus and stuff like that. They've got lots of people donating to them. Who knows whether their donations are coming in just from Alberta or outside of Alberta. With these third-party advertisers that you have to register with Elections Alberta, the money has to come in from within Alberta. It can't be funds from outside of Alberta. So you've got that whole thing. So they're doing it legitimately, but the people on the other side of the fence appear allegedly to be not following the rules of Elections Alberta. And, they do whatever the hell they want to do. Plus, you also have, different government organizations that are pumping for Alberta to stay in Confederation, and they're using taxpayer money for all the stuff that they're doing. So this is a real grassroots thing where it's just the people. It's the people that have gotten up, pulled ourselves from with our bootstrings and are saying, hey, we want to be our own country. Imagine that. Imagine if Texas said, we want to be our own country. You know, that's what it amounts to. Alberta is just a province within the country of Alberta, and we only became a province in Canada in 1905. Before that, we had nothing to do with Canada. Just keep that in mind too. So, and there were also other small provinces like PEI, Prince Edward Island out on the coast there, Newfoundland. That at some point in time became part of Canada. And they mostly became part of Canada because they needed money from Canada. They were like have-not provinces that were not doing well, so they thought that joining up with Canada would be better for their population. Well, in this particular case, Alberta probably joined up with Canada thinking that it would be great to be part of Canada, but when the natural resources started showing up and Ontario and Quebec and the federal government started going, oh, look there's money over there in Alberta, and we want our dibs of that money, and they unfairly took advantage of Alberta and sucked money out of Alberta, and it's been going on far too long. And that's what is going on here. All of the oil sands, the oil, any of the natural resources in provinces in Canada belong to the provinces and should stay in the provinces. And when you institute these carbon taxes on our province, then you suck the money out of our province and suck it in over to Ottawa. And we've had enough already. Honestly, we've had enough. We have had enough.
Fuck all the fucking way off.
Yeah. Basically. Okay. Anyways, that's it for the show here. Actually, I can leave it on longer here. I'll just leave the show on longer and just turn on the text reader. And the text reader will read your chat. So I'll just kind of stand by here. And we'll listen to what you guys have to say. We'll enable the text chat reader. So here comes you right away. Listen up. What do you have to say? Of course, you're going to argue amongst yourselves. We will create our own flag if we become independent. Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, I've already got one myself. And you never know. We might have the province of Saskatchewan that might become independent as well and join up with Alberta. And then we'll create a flag. Yeah, Edward Cam wants to be banned. Okay, if you guys mess up on the reader there, you'll get a timeout, okay? And then you won't be able to say anything. So just remember that. Mods out there, if you don't like what people are saying, give them a timeout. Yeah, haha. So yeah, what do you think of the new format here? The new program, the way I'm doing things, bringing on different stories and talking about world events and stuff like that. What do you think of that? Blue smiling face. Oh, you missed Steve. Why? What about the news ticker? It is coming from, I forget where it's coming from. But I can change it. Exactly. Should not be any attacks. The news ticker, I can change. And the news ticker is an RSS feed. So if you have the URL of a better ticker, let me know. I can change it. As a matter of fact, let me just tell you where that ticker is coming from here. Stand by and I'll tell you. It is an RSS feed. Okay, I can pull feeds from Fox, latest headlines, the New York Times World, New York Times top stories, CNN top stories, CNN World News, Fox Sports, Market Watch top stories, Yahoo Finance, CNBC Finance, and The Economist. Okay, I'll put it on New York Times World. Let's see. I just changed it there, so see if that's a better feed. But I can change it to whatever. Some of those, anyway. I don't know that there's any Canadian sources, if that's what you want. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, hang on. That might not even be coming through. Let's move it over here. Oh, hang on. I get it. Let me move it over here. See if this works. I thought I had the speech chat turned on here, but it wasn't turned on. But it is now. Let's see if this works now. If somebody says something, I think I have speech chat, text to speech turned on now. So you should be able to hear this. I'm using a couple different browsers here, and I had it set up on the wrong browser. So let's see if we get a comment coming in here. And something is happening with my browser here. I've got some kind of a summary popping up here. Which I can't get rid of. Oh, let's see. Not sure what's going on there. What happened to the chat? I don't see any chat coming in. That's the most weird thing. Hang on, let me reboot my whole thing here. I'll be right back.
Tommy Temper. Hello.
Ah, there we go. We're getting some action now. Not sure why some of the stuff is broken here today, but...
Hot Damn Elaine 2832. Hello, Tommy.
Hey, good to see you, Hot Damn. Nice to see you. Hopefully your channel is doing well.
Hot Damn Elaine 2832. Doing great, thank you.
Right on. That sounds good. Well, we had a good broadcast here, and we're just turning on the chat text to voice unit here and seeing what everybody has to say. So yeah, you can type something in there and we'll be able to hear what you're saying. Not too sure where that voice came from though. Voice. Preferred voice. David, Microsoft.
Hot Damn Elaine 2832.
I've been watching on TV. Just got on my phone to chat for you.
Ah, okay. Sounds good. Well, I think I've got the voice on the right browser here now that runs into my audio feed here, so that we can actually hear the voice online. So I think I made a mistake and opened it up on my wrong browser, and that browser audio does not feed online. It's got to be my Google browser. Brett, where are you?
Fuck all the fucking way off.
Okay, Brett. Okay, we get it.
That tells me all I need to know.
Looking good, looking good.
Helicopter, helicopter. Paracopter, paracopter.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet home
Alabama. We're all set up and nowhere to go. But actually, okay. Seems like nobody wants to do any talking, so maybe I will end the stream with being a successful stream. Appreciate everyone watching us here today. 12th man in there. Hey, 12th man. Good to see you. But we'll have lunch. It's about 12:30 here now. 12th man, good to see you. Have a lunch here and maybe go out because the sun is coming out now. It looks sunny out there now. So the clouds have kind of dissipated a little bit. It's sort of a half sunny, half cloudy day.
Brett Boyle. Need someone to talk shit. I can help, ha ha lol.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, well, I've been on for whatever. How long? Oh, you can't even see that little
Brenda U2B7Y.
timer
Brett.
thing.
12th man off grid AK. Good way to get shot in Alaska.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to get shot in Alaska. That's for sure. I'm just looking where my timer is here to see how long I've been on. Where the hell is that little timer?
Brenda U2B7Y. A lot of that happened today.
Yeah, a lot of things happen, Brenda, that's for sure. Got that right. I didn't, you know, there's more news going on there. I could go on like
Brett
all
Boyle.
day
Almost 2 hours, 10 minutes.
doing stories. Okay, Brett's got it there, yeah. I thought it was about 10 o'clock or whatever. Or something when I started here in the 10-hour range. So yeah, that's more than long enough for me. Unless I was restreaming somebody else, you know, then we could sit here and watch them. But I'm not so much
man off
doing
grid
that
AK.
these days.
Even the women are armed up here.
Oh yeah. 12th man. Yeah, exactly. Okay, we'll see you all later. Take care. Stay out of trouble. And
Brett Boyle. 12th is always drunk anyways. I'm not sure he could see straight to accurately shoot anything lol.
if you can't stay out of trouble, don't blame me. I'll see you all later. We're out of here.